What's good, people? It is your boy Cam back with another uh draft segment show. We call it that, man. Back with a draft segment show, man. The NFL draft is upon us, so expect more content like this, man. Long day today. I wanted to get a little bit more done, so might not go live, but might record. And then upload them later. But nonetheless, we here right now, so we're gonna talk some ball, man. Um, we appreciate all the viewership that you guys have been giving us, man. That's all I can say, man. I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative, dog. Like for real. I appreciate all of it, man. Um, because it's so fun to create like content, man. Like maybe I'm a creator at heart. I like having an idea and just seeing it come together, right? So this is fun. 31,000 subscribers, man. That's fun. That's fun. I'm trying to grow our other platforms, and we're gonna get there. But it's all about the work you put in, right? You gotta work for it. So that's what we on, and that's what we're gonna continue to be on, right? So we keep our draft segment going. Well, hold up. Before I even get there, my bad. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, dog. All right. We need that growth and everything. And like I said before, I appreciate all of that. All that all the viewership you've been giving us, all of it. Couldn't do it without you guys. And that's true. Right? So we're gonna keep it going in order, like we've been doing. Um, the Bengals are next, as you see in the video. Um, the Bengals had an interesting history, man. Interesting. We're gonna get into a lot of their hits and misses if you've been watching this series. Uh, so it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. So I'm just doing my socials right now. Um, let y'all get in here and congregate. You know, this is gonna be kind of fun today. 'Cause I like the Bengals, man. I like the Bengals. Some of their draft picks didn't really pan out, but we're gonna get into it though. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, and we're gonna discuss a lot of it because some of these draft picks that the Bengals had um, didn't work out. Could be because of them. Could be because of the coaches at the time. But we're gonna discuss it, man. It's gonna be fun, man. All right, one more thing. All right, cool. Let's open up this thing, man. Okie dokie, man. Let's see what we got, man. All right. Chris already here. Nah, man. We ain't doing the Raiders. They gonna be in the next couple days though. But nah, they ain't gonna be in this one, man. But the Bengals, yes, we are definitely talking about the Bengals right now, man. That should be fun. So let's open this up, man, and let's get started. So let me open up my Instagram thing too. All right. So to understand where the Bengals are right now, you have to understand where they've been. So, like I said, I wanted to talk about a few people, man. 1969, man. Greg Cook was gonna be one of those ones, man. Obviously, he wasn't alive to really see him play, but from everybody's account, he was picked fifth overall in '69. He was gonna be the best quarterback in the league. within the next couple years, right? But I think it was a torn rotator cuff. Um, in today's modern medicine, it wouldn't have been so bad. But this is 1969, so it definitely was a career ender back then. Kind of like an ACL tear back then. That's kind of a career ender. But yeah, but they also had a couple of Heisman winners in here, man. Archie Griffin was drafted by them, two-time Heisman winner, by the way. I want to say they got another one too. I forgot who it was though. Nah, it wasn't. wasn't Kajana Carter. Damn, they picked Dave Kangler from Houston. Damn, they picked him sixth overall. Did he play it all for them? I gotta see this because he lit it up at Houston, especially in 1990. So he lost his job to Jeff Blake. So he ain't really do shit then, huh? Yeah, so he ain't really do shit. Oh wow, damn, that's bad. That's bad. But Kingler was good though. So we should do the 90s because there's a lot of hits, a lot of misses in there. I was trying to figure out who that next Heisman winner was, man. I forgot. What's up, Chris? Yeah, Chris, man. 95 wasn't good. Like they weren't good in the 90s, dog. They was kind of bad. In the 80s, the Bengals are pretty good, man. But you see, they got a lot of like top five, top 10 picks, man, in the 90s, man. But but yeah, man. I guess it had to be something I look because I thought they drafted somebody from UFC that won the Heisman and like before like Carson Palmer and everything. 'Cause I know they got Munoz and everything. I know they got Archie Griffin, but that's all right. But anyway, so like a couple good players though, like Dan Wilkerson, 94, like drafted by them. 50 sacks in his career, like he had he had some a good career, right? Just not with the Bengals, Kijana Carter was picked first overall. I think that's the last running back to be picked first overall, if I'm not mistaken. Like I don't think it's happened for a while. But he had what you call it? He tore his ACL like on his first three carries or something in the preseason, and he wasn't nothing after that. So Willie Anderson turned out to be a really good player. Takeo Spikes turned out to be a damn good player, but he drafted by the Bengals, man. So I wanted to keep it between like okay, 96, right? So heading into 2000, right? So 96, you start to kind of change your tune a little bit. So 94. So you draft Dan, he's only there till 97. John Carter, that's a bust. So then you start looking for what's the word? You start looking for the future, right? So Willie Anderson, like you had success with tackles before with Anthony Munoz in 1980, in the 80s, I mean. So there you go, right? You start with him, right? I don't really know who this dude is, but he's all American in college, right? Then you get to Keel Spikes, Brian Simmons. So you start adding pieces, right? And then 99, you take Akili Smith, right? Now, what you got, Chris? Yeah, man, we're gonna get into Peter Warrick, man, because he was one of the best players in college football history. Certainly one of the best players of the '90s. Like, definitely good. But But Achilles Smith was kind of drafted to be that dude, right? I mean, you drafted him third overall, man. In fact, in this particular draft, you went 1, 2, 3 quarterback at the top of the thing. Tim Couch for the Browns, McNabb for the Eagles, and then Achilles Smith, right? So, in my opinion, I would have just picked McNabb, right? But I can understand why they picked Tim Couch, why the Browns picked Tim Couch, because he lit it up at Kentucky. You know, am I right or wrong? Right? He lit it up, set all kind of records there. McNabb played at Syracuse. They ain't really getting no love, right? But the Bengals picking Achilles Smith was kind of it was a risky pick anyway, right? And I'll explain. All right, so you see the numbers, right? 97, he was okay. He was okay, like okay at quarterback, right? Obviously not talented, not a season worth being picked third overall, right? But 98 was so damn good, and to a point where you get offensive player of the year in the Pac-10, first team all Pac-10. Like this is a very, very good thing, right? But it's only one season of this level of play. So that's a risk. You don't know how he's going to progress or regress, right? But when you look at the measurables, man, 6'2", he's 200 pounds, he's got some big arms, man, nice hands, like, well, maybe not nice hands, I don't know. Y'all gotta tell me that in the comment box. What's a good size hands or whatever? But you got, you got a nice 40. He can scoop, not that slow, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So you can understand why they picked him. Good size, coming off a great season, and they needed a quarterback, having missed on David Kingler from Houston like a few years ago. So it's like, man, we really want to do it. And to really kind of understand what scenario they were in, we have to look at their season totals, right? So they end up drafting Corey Dillon, who wasn't even in the first round. This is a second round pick, right? So 99, he's a Pro Bowler. Their only Pro Bowler. Tell you how good he was, right? So 99, you got Achilles Smith, not very good, right? 2000 was even worse, right? Dick LeBeau got to take over. Now, Dick LeBeau, everybody know, NFL Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame coach as well. So not good, still not good, And I think he was there like 3 seasons. So it's like, you know. So 6-10, Dick LeBeau, right? And then 2002, Dick LeBeau, they went 2-14, right? So, but the year they go 6-10, right? I think that was 2002, right? They go 6-10. That had nothing to do with that had nothing to do with Achilles Smith, right? So I can understand why they picked him or whatever, or 2001, I say. That had nothing to do with him, right? But I tell you what, who was responsible for that 6-10 season? That was John Kitna, baby. John Kitna, underrated quarterback, man. Not like a Hall of Famer or whatever, but he had some pretty good ass seasons, man. Cincinnati wasn't one of them. Well, I take it back. It was. He was pretty good. I mean, he stabilized that damn team. That's for sure. It was horrible, but it turned out to be okay because they got some other people. But I digress, man. But like I said, Kelly Smith, not he didn't do nothing for them. Whether it be injuries, interceptions, none of that. He didn't do anything. Didn't do anything for him. So y'all know the drill. This is a miss. What's good, Wendy? What's good? What's good with you? Hope you're doing all right this evening. So he didn't do nothing for him. Nothing. So this is a miss, most definitely, right? So But we start to get into the 2000s, all right? So the first pick of the 2000s is Peter Warrick, right? Everybody knows Peter Warrick. He's one of the best players in college football history. Uh, National champion, All American, All SEC, got his number, All ACC. I mean, he didn't really do nothing, man. It never materialized. Like, I mean, like he didn't do as much as he should have, should I say. I'm not gonna say he didn't do nothing because he did. But considering you draft him first, like top 5, you need a little more. Need a little more, man. So I would love to know what happened in 2003 because something happened in 2000. See, so yeah, so I can't really call this a miss. I can't call it a miss because he was productive, right? So I'm gonna call it a meh. I haven't actually looked at Peter Ward, so I had this preconceived notion that he was just kind of a bust, right? But not really, not like super bust. You know what I'm saying? But I will say it's a meh, because you gotta think bigger picture, right? You drafted him 4th overall, you expected him to be more electric, more you know, give you more than that, right? But the fact that after that he kind of went out of the league, right? Like I think had he not gotten hurt, this would probably be 1,000 yards the next season and a probably longer career, right? But they had some other dudes on the team that were pretty good too. Chad Johnson, TJ Who's Your Mama, Hushmanzada, I mean. So there were some good players, man. But I'm gonna call this a meh. I ain't gonna call it a bust. Uh, so there you go, right? 01, they take Justin Smith, man, beast from the Big 12, man, Mizzou, probably one of their highest draft picks ever. But he's a beast. He had a whole lot of success with them there for a long time, and he was really good. Look at this production, man. 8, 6, 5, 8, 6, 7, like 2 sacks, but he had a whole bunch of tackles, right? Um, so production was there. He did a whole lot of good. So this is a hit. Justin Smith was good. This was a good hit for them. And then but you see how they start to draft like some help. Like they got Keely Smith, then they try to get him some help. Then it's like, well, this ain't working, so let's address the defense next, and then let's get some protection, right? You go in 2002, you go 10th overall, you get Levi Jones, who was there for a damn long time, solid player. Let me see, hold up, let me see something, let me see something. There we go, there we go. So yeah, he started almost all the games he played with them. So he turned out to be pretty good, especially as we move towards '03, right? So '03, they make a change. They said, look, we need help. Achilles Smith didn't work out 3, 4 years in the league, didn't do nothing. In fact, John Kitna was better, but we need our guy. We need a franchise guy. Somebody that's gonna change our misfortune. So they go after the California kid, Carson Palmer, man. And he won the Heisman. I mean, you look at the size, 6'5", 230. This is a prototypical quarterback, looking good, right? You know you got a guy, he's tough, big arm, a lot of production in college. Like this is one of the ones. This is one of the ones. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a good quarterback here, right? Especially that last season, he just blew it out of the water, right? So you got a franchise quarterback here. So right, he didn't play in '03, old school rules. Drop the guys, let them sit, let them learn, things like that, right? But when they gave him the reins, it was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So, I mean, they go to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. I want to say in '05, right? But they lose in the wild card game because of a dirty hit to Carson Palmer, which knocked him out, which I think they would actually might have went to the Super Bowl. That's how good that team was. But I digress. But this was a hit on a couple fronts. One, you get your franchise quarterback, right? Now him leaving Cincinnati was kind of it was bad. I honestly just would have kept Carson Palmer and just I didn't really need to get Andy Dalton because I mean this is your guy, man. He stabilized your team. Like you went through David Kingler, you've been through Achilles Smith, John Kitna came in and kind of helped y'all. But this is a homegrown guy that you drafted, and you just kind of like, what? We're just gonna go with Andy Dalton. So, but you know, it was good. It was really good, man, for them. So this was a hit on those couple fronts, man. It turned out to be good. So next year they draft Chris Perry, 26th overall. I don't really remember him too much, but I do remember him being, being a compliment. That's the perfect word I'm looking for. Being a compliment to Rudy Johnson, because Rudy Johnson was pretty damn good too. So, yeah, so that's what I remember. And he did his job, man. He did his job, man. I really want to see. So he ain't really get no yards for real, because like I said, Rudy Johnson was just that damn good. Like you got to understand how good Rudy Johnson was, man. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all how good Rudy Johnson was. Rudy Johnson was pretty damn good on the Bengals, man. Pretty damn good. Yeah, when he was with them, yeah, he had a nice little run. From '03 to '06, one of the best running backs in the league. 12 touchdowns every year during that span. So, yeah, he's pretty good. So, Chris Perry, that's more of inconclusive because he never really got the the chance to do his thing, right? So we moved to '05. This one is kind of hard to talk about, man, because David Pollock was so good in college, man. One, I didn't know he was this big. I didn't know he was 6'2", 260, right, in his playing days, right? And that might not be his playing days, right? But I didn't know he was that big. But I did know he was one of those ones, though. Like he was good in college, man. He was hella good. But they drafted him probably as a compliment to Justin Smith, man. Um, and everything was going good. Everything was going good until he ended up breaking his neck. And like it was sad, man. Yeah, it was sad. He broke his neck, man, and it was over. It was over, man. Um, Pretty quick, man. Like it was over, man. And it's sad because David Pollock was probably going to be one of the key pieces of a Super Bowl team because he was impact player, you know. So it's unfortunate, right, that he never really got to play more with a Justin Smith. or more with Jonathan Joseph or Leon Hall or Keith Rivers, like all of them guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate, but but for the most part, man, um, that sucked, right? For him, man. But he turned out to be very good on television, and I really enjoyed David Pollock, man. Just listening to him talk about his journey and his spiritual journey as well, going through all that, man. But so you get David Pollock before the neck injury and everything, and you think you got a good player, right? So 2006, man, you get Jonathan Joseph, man. Jonathan Joseph was good. Jonathan Joseph was good, bro. He was tough. You know, he played a long time. Like it was fun to watch him, man. Especially on the Bengals, man. Yeah, he was their shutdown guy on one side, and then the next person they drafted was the shutdown on the other side. They had a really, really good connection, right? And he was good, man. I mean, he ended up with 10, 13, 14 interceptions, in what, a 5-year stretch. Honestly, wish he would have played a lot more games. Um, but for the most part, healthy dude. Now he played a lot longer in Houston, so I'm guaranteed he was more of a hit for Houston. But I can say he was definitely a hit for Cincinnati, man. David Pollock, I meant to say that was kind of, I think it's inconclusive. He didn't play that long with them, so it's inconclusive. I can't call that a hit or a miss, man. But then the next year they drafted Leon Hall, man. Leon Hall was really good too at Michigan. Like I was like, damn, that's a pretty good ass cornerback. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, man, he's good. He's gonna be a first round draft pick, man. Just watching some of the Michigan games at that time. But I mean, look at the production, bro. 5, 3, 6, 4, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2. Like 26 of his interceptions came with Cincinnati Bengals, right? So I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that Jonathan Joseph and Leon Hall were causing havoc, man. If you're an old school football fan, then you really know about Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain, right, with the Dolphins. That's how I imagine that. That's how I imagine that connection was. You know, like unbeatable. You can't pick anywhere to throw. But those two were definitely his. Then in '08 they go Keith Rivers. Um, Keith Rivers played for them for a little bit. Um, he was okay. He was okay. Not like super good, but not like ninth overall. You know what I'm saying? Like he was okay. So I'm gonna call it a meh because he did play once he got like in the starting rotation or whatever. He did play and he did do some good stuff, man, but not enough. So I'm actually gonna call this a miss. But Hines Ward had a lot to do with that because he knocked his teeth in. But then '09, they take one of my favorite linemen from Alabama, Andre Smith, really good player. Played for them a long time. I'm curious to see how many games he started with them. Yeah, so he was kind of a pretty good guy, man. So he had some good years, specifically with Andy Dalton when they got him. So I'm gonna call this a hit, man. He was a stable guy on their team, so that kind of worked out, man. So then, 2010, 21st overall, they draft Jermaine Gresham, who's also pretty good, man. He's pretty good. I enjoyed him at Oklahoma, man. I was like, damn, this dude good. Like he can catch, he can Well, he can jump, damn near for real. Like he has some hops, man, and you can tell 35 inches, man. But I was like, man, like bro, like I remember watching him against I want to say Mizzou a few times, and I was like, dog, what, we don't have nobody that can cover this dude, and he was pretty good, man. Like I said, he was more a part of the I want to say Andy Dalton era than Carson Palmer, but he really did good, man. I remember him with the Arizona Cardinals as well. But this is a hit. This is a hit. This is a hit because he got 2 Pro Bowls. So there you go. That's how you know it's good. But good player, man. And then we get into the good shit. Like when the Bengals had that run of really good teams. Under I want to say this is we starting to get into we already in the Marvin Lewis era. So where they had a stretch of really good good seasons, right? So Marvin Lewis, came from the Ravens, which I love. He was orchestrator of our pretty good defense in 2000, defensive coordinator. So yeah, so they got into a really good era after once they start drafting players like AJ Green, Drake Kirkpatrick, Andy Dalton was on the team, right? They ended up signing guys like Cedric Benson, who we talked about with the Bears a couple of days ago. He was not a hit for the Bears, but for the Bengals, he was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good, man. So um, this is also 2011 was actually one of those years that changed a lot for their franchise because they eventually moved on from Carson Palmer and they moved into the Andy Dalton era. He was picked in the second round, but their first round picks is what we're talking about here. But I had to put that context in there as I go on this run of teams, right? I think it's a lot easier to talk about when you look at this whole thing, right? So when you look at Marvin Lewis taking over in 2003 with Carson Palmer, I think Carson played all the way until 2010, right? Carson was good, but the stretch that he had with Andy Dalton was even better. Like the playoff losses is something that hurts, right? You want to win the playoff games. That's what you play for. But in terms of getting to the show where anything can happen, um, they did, But 6 years in a row they made the playoffs, man. With Carson Palmer, they only made it twice, right? Twice and only 2 seasons above 500. Only two. So yeah. So that run with AJ Green, Geno Atkins, um, uh, Andy Dalton, like that was a good run. And this was one of those. I guess you say the golden era of Bengals football throughout the 2000s for real, around 2010s. Like that was their golden run. Like there should have been a Super Bowl in that run, in my opinion. But we're talking about AJ Green. AJ Green was one of the best receivers to play in the NFL, bro. Like for a while, like it was him and Julio, like because I want to say Julio been chasing AJ Green for a while because if you remember in high school, AJ Green was the number one receiver, but Julio Jones was number two. And when you get to the NFL draft, AJ Green was the number one receiver taken, and Julio Jones was the number two receiver taken. So you get into this whole thing like a competition where they both going head to head, and it was really good time for the receivers entering the league, if you know what I mean, man. But in terms of his time with the Bengals, I mean, what can you say, man? This is a hit. I mean, like most of his 10,000 came with the Bengals. A couple years over 10 touchdowns, man. Made Andy Dalton look real good. So yeah, really, I think it's a hit for me. Like I said, he's a Pro Bowler. You can't go wrong with that. All Pro a couple times. I want to say, yeah, behind Chad Johnson in receiving yards, touchdowns, and receptions. So, like, there you go. Like you already know, he's been good. So, AJ Green was a hit. Drake Kirkpatrick, man, shout out to his son. His son's going to Alabama too. But um, he was good. He was good for Alabama. He was big corner. Did his thing, man. He played with the Bengals for a while. So, like I said, if they keep you around, you're doing your job, right? If they just discard you as a first round pick in a couple years and you don't make it to that second contract, yeah, yeah. So there you go. So if they discard you, then you ain't doing your job. But he played there for about 8 years. Yeah, about 8. So he ended up with 10 interceptions throughout that time. So solid player. Made some tackles, man. And played too. Once he got that starting job, he's quite good. Quite good. So I'm gonna call that a hit, man. Then they got Kevin Zeitler, who's still playing to this day. Um, he was good with the Bengals in terms of playing. It looks like he got some playing time, but let's see. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So he played a little bit, so I call that a hit. They had 2 first round picks in 2012, and Kirkpatrick and Zeitler, so they both did good, man. My opinion. So they hit on those. 2013, Tyler Eifert. I think he went to Notre Dame. Yep. So he was with the Bengals for a while. So they kept that nucleus together. Pretty good. I mean, not like excellent, but some pretty good years in there. 500, 400 yards, 600 yards, 300 yards, 400 yards. Like, not like super good, but considering he's kind of one of the players that they needed, and I want to say he was splitting time with Gresham, if I'm not mistaken. So if he was splitting time with Jermaine Gresham, then that's probably why his numbers were down. Because I mean, it's only what 3 years removed from Gresham. So yeah, so they were around the same time, so they overlapped a little bit. So yeah, so that's a hit. He served his purpose. So 14, Darquez Denard. Uh, like I mentioned before, they're under a really good time in terms of winning. So the fact that they're getting a lot of what's the word I'm looking for, value out of these picks, out of these first round picks in the 20s is pretty good. Like I said, Drake Kirkpatrick 17. Like I said, Zeitler 27, Eifert 21. So they're getting a lot of good production out of these players that they pick in the first round. So Denard was there for a little bit, about 6 seasons. Um, Never really cracked the starting lineup for real. That's kind of what it seems like. So I'm gonna say he served his purpose on the team per se. Um, but I think when I'm looking at, he is more of a slot guy, more of a slot guy. But that's okay because even even though he was a slot guy, he still has some pretty good production. So I'm gonna call that a hit just because you weren't gonna start anyway, and it kind of worked out in my opinion. So Denard is a hit. Let's see, Cedric. We call him Cedric because I don't want him. How you say his last
Cedric Obwehi.
name? Boye. Okay, okay, okay. All right, now, cool. So I'm gonna call this a miss because, like I said, when I talk about offensive linemen, um, one thing you gotta do for me is you have to be there longer than your rookie contract, right? So that's plus 4 or 5 years, and you gotta start. And he ain't really do that, and he really didn't do that his whole career, in my opinion. So I'm gonna call this a miss because he wasn't there long enough and he didn't start enough games. So unfortunately, this is a miss. Uh, and mm, we kind of get into a couple misses, a couple. They had a really good run of draft picks after Carson Palmer, so starting to get into a little bit of misses, man. William, what's that? William Jackson the third. See, he wasn't there that long. And he was kind of a, I want to say, he was kind of a slot guy too. So they never really transitioned into like being a number one. Um, he was okay, and his play, you know, um, like he ended up playing a little bit, and I guess his play turned out to be really good for some people in terms of advanced metrics and everything because the production, the numbers aren't there, right? But his play underneath the margins was probably good because the Commanders, Washington football team, whatever, gave him a 3 year, $40 million contract. So turned out to be okay, I guess. Worked out for him financially. But I guess he was okay with the Bengals, so I call it a meh. But John Ross, the third man, this was a complete botch, but not by his standards. This is not his fault. Um, I think he had gotten hurt or something. I don't know what happened when he first got there. But like, yeah. So it was kind of like he was benched a little bit, you know. But for me personally, you draft him ninth overall, and seeing what you saw from him at Washington, there has to be a way that you can use this man. There has to be a way that you can use him. He's quick as a cat, screen plays, deep balls, hitches. I mean, picture somebody covering him on a drag route, right? But they didn't use him at all. Nothing. They didn't use him at all. And then when they finally used them, they didn't even use them that well. These are horrible teams for real. 6-10, you know what I'm saying? Like 2-14, right? Come on, man. Like absolutely trash teams, right? You should be using John Ross, man. Using them. No excuse. No excuse for them not using him. None. Like he was electric as hell. So I'm gonna call this a hit on the draft pick based off of his potential. But the Bengals fucked that up. Marvin Lewis fucked that up. Just killed that dude confidence, and that's it, man. But nonetheless, I like John Ross, so I'm a John Ross fan. So did he get a Super Bowl? Did he get a Super Bowl? No, he didn't get a Super Bowl. Damn, that's fucked up. I mean, he probably did because he was on the Eagles last, man. Yeah. So I mean, technically, he could have got two Super Bowls, right? Because I mean, the Chiefs won year before, and then he won with the Eagles, right? He's on the team technically. So technically, he might be a two-time Super Bowl champion. I don't know. But 18, they ended up drafting Billy Price, who this is a miss. This is a miss, man, because he didn't play very long with the Bengals, man, and really didn't play long at all. So this is a miss, man. Unfortunately, but it looks like he retired from a pulmonary embolism. Ugh. Damn. So I'm gonna change. I'm gonna be like, yo, football career wasn't good, but hopefully he's still good in life. Messing around with no embolism, man. So it's a miss, but life is a hit. So, so for the most part, players drafted from Bama, and with the Bengals have been pretty good. So Jonah was pretty damn good. National champion. He's still playing. And he was pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, I think he missed some time. Yeah, like his first year or whatever. But for the most part, he's pretty good. Pretty good with them. I'm surprised they got rid of him, considering that he is pretty good in my opinion. If you're a Bama fan, you understand he came from Cali to go to Alabama, and he was pretty damn good. He was good, flat out. You get a unanimous All American, that means you're doing some good stuff. I won't call it a hit, but I'm actually curious about how he ended up on the Cardinals, though. Okay, so he requested a trade when they signed Orlando Brown Jr. Okay, so he just switched from left tackle to right, and then um, so then he signed a 2-year contract with the Cardinals. So I guess this is a big. I guess it's a big year for him and the Cardinals to be fair. So that's a hit. But that season was pretty bad. Hold up, hold up. It's better to do it this way. So you're looking at Jonah Williams, right? Uh, 2020, the Bengals were pretty bad. You know, pretty bad, bro. I can't. I mean, 19 was pretty bad. 19 was pretty bad, bro. I'm just let you know. That was pretty bad. But they ended up drafting Jonah Williams, right? Left tackle. But that team was horrible. Zach Taylor's first season was absolutely trash. But 2020, everything looks up though. Everything looks a little better, right? When you get that first overall pick, right? Looks a whole lot better, right? And you end up getting Joe Burrow. What can you say, man? Franchise quarterback, Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, right? But that's no, he's not Joe Cool. Only one Joe Cool, only one, and that's Joe Montana. But Joe Burrow, I'll take it. I'll take it. Heisman Trophy winner, LSU transfer from Ohio State. We all know that. One of the best Heisman seasons ever for a college player. Did his thing, man. I mean, what can you say? What can you really say, man? I mean, this is probably one of the best seasons ever for a quarterback. Like damn near undefeated. championship, and it's coming from a Bama fan too. So, because I think 2019 Bama was pretty good, but they beat us. I can't say nothing. They beat us. But you knew he was going first overall after doing this year. Like, duh, right? He ended up going first overall, man. And that first season, I think I don't know if he got hurt. Did he get hurt that first year? Did he get hurt that first year? I think so. I think he got hurt that first year. Yeah. He ended up getting hurt that first year. I had to think about it real quick. But yeah, so him getting hurt, come back, full season, end up balling out. Then the Bengals go to the playoffs. They actually go all the way to the Super Bowl. You know, so that's how he became one of those top quarterbacks in the league. And then 2022 was even better as far as team success is concerned. Um, win the AFC North, get to the playoffs, losing the title AFC title game, or is it the AFC title game? Yeah, AFC title game to the Chiefs. Close game. But then you get hurt again in 23, and then 24, another great comeback season to the point where they almost make the damn playoffs after starting the season off pretty disgusting. Joe Burrow decided he's like, man, it ain't gonna be my fault. It ain't gonna be my fault that we losing. It's the defense. They suck, and they did. But Joe Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, so this has been a smashing success. I don't want any more injuries from him. I want him to be very good, and I want him to be successful and have a longer career in Cincinnati than Dalton did and Carson Palmer, their last franchise quarterback. So that's what I'm hoping for, in my opinion. Um, but like I said, 2021 wasn't that good, right? Well, 2020 wasn't that good, in my opinion. Wasn't that good. 4-11-1. Um, then you get a chance to get in the draft again, man. Get in that top 5. So guess what you do? Guess what you do? This is what you do. When you get in that top 5 again, get your quarterback some help, man. Get him some help. Get him some help, man. And why not get him a guy that he recognized? Jamar Chase, right? Jamar Chase had one of the good college football careers, man. He opted out of 20 because of COVID, which is understandable. Like, understandable. I ain't mad about that. But before that, 2019 was pretty damn good, man. 1,700 yards, 20 touchdowns, man. I mean, 4.3 speed. He actually looks a lot faster on the football field than he really actually ran. But this is good. This is good, man. Now going into this draft, I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking your quarterback just got hurt, so I'm thinking, all right, well, if you're the Bengals, man, I mean, you got what's my guy, man, Jonah Williams. So I was thinking, all right, well, maybe it didn't work that much, so let's get another tackle. Let's get some more offensive line help. So I thought that they were gonna go Penei Sewell. Because I was like, man, he's pretty damn good. Like, he's a pretty good ass thing. Now, it worked out for the Lions because he's one of their best linemen anyway. But they chose to give Joe Burrow some help, man, in the case of somebody that he recognized. And this has been a success. I mean, he got the Triple Crown last year in receiving, and has been one of the league's best receivers since he came into the league. So he's the highest paid receiver right now in the league. Um, and he's worth it, man. Worth it. Worth every penny. So what? Ain't nothing to say there. That's a hit. Slam dunk, in my opinion. So they have some success. So you get the 31st overall pick, and Daxton Hill, who's like a 5-star recruit from Michigan. And it's been okay. He's still there and productive. Obviously, last season I think was torn ACL, so he didn't really have much success. So, but so far he's good. I think he would love to get back to the 2023 season totals, 100 tackles, some sacks, interceptions, things like that. So, but he's been good. He's been good. So hopefully he comes back healthy. So that's a hit. 2023, they get Miles Murphy. Um, he's still there. Big guy, defensive end. They're gonna need him to take the next step because I believe Hendrickson is not there anymore. So they're gonna need him to take another step forward. He came off an injury last season. So they're gonna need him to take the next step. So I'm gonna call Chase, Hill, both hits. But Miles Murphy is inconclusive, still too early to tell. But this season is kind of make or break in my opinion. Kind of make or break. And then we go 2024. Amarius Mims, man, big guy, big dude, big dude. This is a man, a big man at that. Like yo. Even for a big guy, I was thinking more 40 reps on the bench press, but maybe he just didn't want to show out that day. But I mean, last season, 15 games, 13 starts. I mean, gotta say that's a good start, man. Hold up, bigger question. Where did he play? So right tackle. Okay. Well, I mean that's a pretty good start, man. I mean he's a big dude, man. So if he can, I guess the biggest thing for Marius Mims to have some success is to maybe cut weight a little bit, so the little guys aren't like running around you and stuff like that. But I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But I mean, he's good as hell. Like I thought he was gonna go higher in that draft, man. Like for real. Like I'm thinking he was gonna go way higher than that. That's just me personally, man. I mean, I like Joe Alt, and I think as far as being pro ready, he was probably the best one. But I mean, I like J.C. Latham because he went to Alabama. But man, I love me some Marius Mims, man. Like dog, there's something about big linemen, dog. I just like dudes that are really horses, like just like road graders. I love that shit, man. Like nasty. Let's just run over everybody. But considering that the Bengals have like a passing offense, it's not really gonna be like you know like they ain't gonna run like that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be more passing anyway. But as far as my assessment, man, of their pick since 2000, um, I'd say it started off a little rocky. But for the most part, everybody they drafted in the first round has been a hit. I mean, Peter Ward was kind of a hit too. It's just he got hurt and kind of lost that spot, right? But if he didn't, it would have been all right. I mean, so I think that's a hit. I think expectations for him coming out of college kind of call him a bust. But I mean, he was productive. I mean, every year he had over 600 receiving yards. So um, he did his job, man. I just think he had a better quarterback, then probably it'd be a lot better. I mean, Justin Smith, Jones, Carson Palmer, Chris Perry even was productive for them. I think the key thing that kind of messed everything up for them was David Pollock getting hurt, man. Because I think he had 10 sack a year potential. And that force on defense is kind of a big loss. You can't really kind of you can't replace that type of potential. But that's my assessment. I think they hit on a lot of dudes. I think Marvin Lewis dropped the ball on John Ross. And then Billy Price wasn't good for them, but I hope he's good in life, consider his health scare. But Jonah Williams, like the 2020s, have been all hits in my opinion. So the Bengals are in good shape as we move into the second half of the 2020s. As far as 2025 is concerned, I don't know who picks where. I don't know where the Bengals pick at. Right, so they pick 17. Right, so they need something on defense, and they need something on defense fun, fast, and nasty. So I'm gonna say in 2025 they need to go defense. They got offense, time to go defense, bro. That's my thing. That's my assessment on them, man. That's my assessment, and that has been the hits and misses of the Cincinnati Bengals from the year 2000. So let me know what I missed on. Let me know how I did. Let me know who you think is a hit that probably should be a hit and who's a miss, man. And let me know if you're a Bengals fan, man. How do you feel about your team going into 2025, man? You confident? Um, Let me check my board, man. So, as my son messed up my helmets. So the Bengals should be top two in the AFC North. They should be top two. Because the Steelers and Browns have some problems, big problems. One is a quarterback problem, and one is a team culture owner problem. That's the Browns way. But yeah, I think they should finish top two in the division, man. With the team they got, hopefully they draft well in 2025 in a couple of days, couple weeks, something like that. But nonetheless, I'm your boy Cam. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We're growing exponentially, and I love it, man. So yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one. That will be the Cleveland Browns. So we'll be back to talk about them. Should be fun. I'll catch y'all next one. Peace.